Good afternoon, Year 9, and welcome to your Fast Tomato Assembly. So today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about your GCSE options and a little bit of career guidance. So what is the whole point of you guys choosing those GCSE options? Well, we want to make sure that you are making the most informed decision, which essentially means we want to be able to give you all of the facts so that you guys can make the decision that is right for you. So Mr. Ali will be doing an assembly with you after half term, going into a little bit more detail about that with you. However, today I'm going to be talking about a service that the school uses called Fast Tomato, and that can give you a little bit of an idea of what you might be interested in doing in the future. So Fast Tomato is a service where you guys will fill out a questionnaire. You'll talk about what it is that you might want to do in the future. And what I want to make really clear to you from the beginning is it will suggest some careers to you that you may be interested in the future. However, that does not mean that that is the career and that is set in stone and that's exactly what you're doing. It's giving you some suggestions. It might give you some ideas of jobs that you haven't even thought about. There's some people out there that know exactly what they want to do in the future, which is absolutely phenomenal. There's other people out there that have no idea, and that is absolutely fine. Fast Tomato is just here to be able to give you some guidance and some ideas about what you might want to do in the future. So first thing that we need to do is go to www.fasttomato.com. Then you're going to click sign up in the top right hand side of the screen, and then you need to make sure you use the school code when you sign up, which is ELGL. Once you've done that, please make a note of your username and password. It's not a big deal if you forget it. You can reset your password, but it's just easier if you've got it to hand. So next step is you're completing the aspirations questionnaire. So a lot of statements will come up with, and it will always start with, I would like to, and then it will give you a statement. So here it's saying, I would like to help people who cannot manage on their own. And then you get to make a decision about whether or not you'd want to do that a lot, a bit, not much, or not at all. Let's look at those options in a bit more detail. So if we suggest a lot, this means we're really interested in doing whatever it is, so helping people that cannot help themselves. A bit, I kind of am interested in that. Part of me is interested in that. Not much. I'm not really excited to do this at all. I'm not really that interested. And not at all is something that you would not want to do at all. Now, in order to be able to get the most accurate response, you need to be honest. No one is judging you if there's certain things that you just don't want to do or that you don't have an interest in. No one's judging you on that. We can't even see that, right? However, it's important so that you get something that's accurate and tailored to you specifically. If you change your mind on an answer, you can go back and change your mind, and that is absolutely fine. So what I would say is pause here and take your time in order to be able to fill out the questionnaire. It will probably take you a good maybe 10 minutes if we're making sure that we research the questions thoroughly and understand what the questions are asking us. So now we've got our results up. What we want to first of all do is look at our interests. So our interests are going to be bar graphs displaying the different areas of work that we're interested in based on the questionnaire that we looked at. So I filled in the questionnaire myself, and as you can see, it's suggesting that I'd be interested in advising people or analysing numbers as well. So again, these are things that I am interested in. It doesn't mean that I have to go into a career area that means that I'm doing that. We've also got some other options along the top of work style, workplace, and priorities. So work style, as an example, tells me what type of organisation might I be interested in. So here it's suggesting that I might like to be in a little bit of a creative field, be self-employed perhaps, or working in a smaller company. I like to work more independently than collaboratively, and that I'd quite like to be a manager as well, or work in some sort of partnership. So this again is just something interesting. You don't have to look into this, but if you want to give yourself a little bit of an extension task, you could look into your work style, your workplace, and then priorities is actually another questionnaire that you could fill in as well. Again, you don't have to do this, but if you want to push yourself a little bit more, then you could fill this out. Next, we need to input our qualifications. So along the top, instead of picking profile, we're now going to pick careers. On the left-hand side of the screen, we will now come up with qualifications. So we're suggesting that in our GCSEs that we are getting a minimum of at least 5 GCSEs. In the example, I've put in that I've got 7 GCSEs that are going to be at a grade 6 or above. You can also pick 5 GCSEs that are in there as well, but a minimum of 5 GCSEs. If you know you want to stay on and do A-levels after you finish your GCSEs, then you can select A-levels and that's fine. If you think you might want to go to college and do a vocational course, again, absolutely fine, then select that. If you have no idea whatsoever, again, that is fine, and you can just pick the don't know option, and that's, again, absolutely fine. So once we've picked those options, it will then come up with and suggest some careers for us. So we can see that my number one career, according to Fast Tomato, would be a tax advisor. Now, when I think about that, I'm like, I don't really think that's something that's necessarily going to interest me. And again, these are just suggestions. And if you think to yourself, no, that doesn't sound like something I want to do at all, then you can click the delete button or the bin icon on the far right-hand side. So for tax advisor, I might just get rid of that. I'm then going to look at business analyst and think, I don't really know what a business analyst is. So I'm going to click on business analyst. And it comes up with what a description of a business analyst is. I can then also click on the different tabs to look at career routes, related careers, careers data, resources, or videos. So I'm going to have a little look at the careers data. Careers data is interesting because it tells me, on average, how much do people get paid weekly, per hour, their annual pay, and how many hours are they doing a week if they are a business analyst, so the role that I'm looking into. So as you can see, my annual pay, or how much I'd get paid a year, would be £40,560, and that's before tax. Now, what's also interesting to us is the workforce change. Now, what that's suggesting is this industry in growth? Are there going to be more jobs, or is it in decline? So there's actually going to be less jobs. So as you can see, business analysts are in growth by 5.7%. Now, what that means is by the year 2027, we are predicting that there will be 12,300 more business analyst related jobs in 2027 than there are now, which is obviously quite interesting because that means there might be more jobs available when I come to look for a job in the future if it's an area of growth, whereas if it's in decline, there's going to be less jobs in the future for that. So what's also interesting to us is our GCSE options. So now we've looked at what careers we might be interested in. So now let's have a look at the GCSE options. So once we click options at 13/14, it will bring up all of the different GCSEs. Now, English language, literature, all of these ones that are at the top that have got key area next to them suggest that we have to do these, right? So we have to do English language, we have to do English literature, we have to do maths, and either we're doing combined science or we're doing triple science. We've then got all of our options below this, right? And we then need to think to ourselves, what GCSE options, you get 2 options, what GCSE options could help me in my future career? So considering I was looking at business analyst, I might think to myself, okay, well, media studies is something that our school does and that I might want to do in the future, and maybe computer science as well. Now, what's important here is Fast Tomato is not directly linked to our school website. So you need to make sure that you check that the subject you are interested in is available. There are loads of subject information videos on the Year 9 options page on our website. And secondly, you need to make sure that you meet any entry requirements there may be. So for example, computer science or triple science. So as you can see, it then rates very similarly to when it was rating the jobs and the subjects that are going to be more important to us if we choose to go into one of the areas that we were looking at in the future. So again, this is where this information is on our school website. It's on the Year 9 Virtual GCSE Options 2021, and every single subject in the school that you can choose has made you a nice little video to give you some information about their subjects and what a GCSE looks like in that subject. So lastly, what we can do is we can also look at what our options post 16, so after our GCSEs, what subjects we might want to do. So it's suggesting to me I might want to do business or economics. I can't take those at GCSE, but I could take those if I wanted to do an A level. It's suggesting I might be interested in politics as well. And then options post 18, so after I've either gone to college or I've done some A levels at a sixth form or a college as well, then it's telling me what I might want to do as either a degree or an apprenticeship. So here it's suggesting maybe something to do in insurance, banking and finance services, accountancy or economics. Again, this is pushing ourselves a little bit further. So all of the information on here, what's really important is that, again, we are making an informed decision about what subjects we are going to choose for GCSE. Mr. Ali will be doing another assembly with you after the half term, but this was just to introduce you to your GCSE options and have you fill out the Fast Tomato questionnaire. Thanks very much, Year 9. Have a great day.